caused a sensation. The remarkable thing now is how unremarkable it has become for an Irish teen to be a small link in a globalised chain of money, misery and murder. Since it first started tumbling in on the shores of West Cork in the 1990s and in the stomachs of drug mules travelling from Miami, cocaine has become the drug of the nation. It has swept in like a blizzard to dust every corner of every small town, from Donegal to Wexford and Kerry to Louth. While a line of cocaine may have once been the stuff of movies to rural Ireland dwellers, it is now a central part of every night out, every occasion, communions, christenings, weddings and local sporting celebrations. It is available to order, just like a pizza, through social media sites like WhatsApp, Snapchat and TikTok. So swift and total has been the spread and availability that Ireland is now one of Europe's most prolific users of the drug. 1 in every 40 of us admits to having snorted it in the past year, according to the United Nations. Unlike other drugs, cocaine respects no social boundaries. Farmers, GAA players, first-time users in their 50s, and even pensioners are presenting more and more for treatment. Former Limerick hurler turned councillor Kieran Casey has said many young GAA players are destroying themselves with drugs, particularly cocaine, and believes we need to start educating kids when they're in 6th class, because this is around the time that drugs are first introduced in many of their lives. Professor Colin O'Gara, consultant psychiatrist and the clinical lead of addiction services at St John of God Hospital, says it's now a public health emergency, the scale of which needs to be recognised by the government. But to unravel how a small island on the edge of Europe ended up such a big player in the major cocaine leagues, we must follow the white supply lines back to the beginning. And we must also follow the money. Each bag that passes from dealer to user in clubs and pubs is completing an incredible journey from farm to nose. A journey that relies on grinding poverty, greed and corruption in order to reach its final destination on the tabletops and toilet cisterns of every county in Ireland. Every step of the way, cocaine multiplies in value at a rate that puts every other commercial trading activity in the shade. It is the ultimate capitalist product, siphoning money at every link back up the chain to a mega wealthy few who sit at the top of a ferocious and violent underworld economy. They use fear to rule over a global business which has grown to threaten the very stability of states and even the planet itself. Such is the impact of the cocaine trade on biospheres like the Amazon rainforest, which are vital to combating climate change. The bloodied trail starts high in the Colombian hills, where impoverished farmers and casual labourers pick millions of leaves of the coca plant and haul their product to dangerous jungle labs. In neighbouring Peru and in Bolivia, similar production lines are also in place. The product's route to markets like Ireland will be long and treacherous, but also extremely valuable. By the time cocaine hits our streets, its value will have multiplied almost 500 times. The profit margins of narco-economics are what makes people kill for it. A workforce in the Andes mountain range, which extends along the western edge of South America, will be paid just over $1 for each of the 125 kilos needed to produce 1 kilo of cocaine. By the time it reaches our shores, that single kilo can fetch €70,000. In the labs, poor workers earning a few dollars a day crush the leaves and douse them with chemicals including diesel oil, caustic soda and cement. Through a series of processes, they turn it into a white paste, a kilo of which, when refined further into powder, will be worth between $1,500 and $7,000. By other calculations, the price of production is much higher. At one point at the height of the Colombia drug wars, it was estimated that each kilo, processed, shipped and distributed, cost 6 human lives. The next step in the supply line, the transport of Colombia's most famous export, is by far the most important after production. Roots go back to the notorious cartels that began in the late